All right, guys, we're here among the stones with Jeremiah from Australia. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, pleasure to be here, lads. I'm Jeremiah. I'm 23 years old from Australia. I am a grip guy and a strongman, although I don't upload many of those lifts to YouTube. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Right on. How long have you been doing strongman?
Strongman, I've been doing it. So I started lifting in 2018. I've been doing it since about 2020. That's when I really got into the whole strongman side of things. Um, got injured, took a break. So I've been throwing heavy weights around for a while.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So what motivates you to compete?
Uh what motivates me to compete? Honestly, it's the whole I want to be somebody kind of mentality because I'm not the most I'm not the most academically gifted person, but I can lift weights, so I'm just like, well, I mean, why not compete? I have a chance to actually get my name out there and be someone in the weightlifting world.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you consider your greatest athletic achievement in your young career so far?
Greatest athletic achievement. Well, um, it's not the most recent, but when I was a bit younger, 18, I ran a 4 minute mile, which it's in the world of athletics, it isn't a super world class achievement anymore. But I was proud of it because I worked.
Yeah, that's crazy time. That's fast.
Yeah, I'm not doing any sort of 4 minute miles nowadays. I put a bit more of the beef on.
What made you go from running to strongman?
Um, uh, Going from running to strongman, it was just sort of a random sort of progression because as I got older, I noticed myself sort of slowing down because one too many Christmas dinners and all of a sudden I put like 3 seconds on my total time. So I'm just like, wow, this sucks. So
And you,
yeah, a house that I used to live at, the owner put a bunch of workout equipment in the basement, and they had mini logs, like the Rogue mini logs, and I was like, yeah, this feels good. I had no idea what I was doing, so that's the origin.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to skip Christmas dinner either. So,
No, no way, nah, not like mom makes it.
right?
Exactly. So, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what's your greatest blunder or injury?
Oh, well, my greatest injury, it was a deadlift injury I had a few years ago in 2021. I Brian Shawed myself and completely ripped my hamstring, and that completely put me off, and it took me a while to come back from that, which is conversely actually how I got into grip.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted something to do in the meantime, and I saw I think a few guys have told this story already. Watching Juji Mufu and Jed Johnson.
Hmm.
Yeah, watched a few of their videos, and then one day I was in a video chat with a good buddy of mine, Ivan Shuk, and I saw him close a three like he was closing an empty fist, and I was like, right, I want to do that.
Yeah, Yvonne Shook
Yeah,
is on another
uh,
level. Let's just
He's
say.
incredible.
he's a monster. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, man. He closes fours easily now.
I I pick up a four and I test it out. And I'm just like, how? That shouldn't even be possible.
That's what I say about a 3. Like people just close this like it's nothing. What are you guys doing?
Hey, I mean, there was a time not too long ago where like I had to leg set a 3 and I'm just like, wow, how is this hard?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the crushers
Incredible.
are pretty dang intense, man, for sure. Yeah.
Disciplined too, some of them.
I just wanted to get to a point where I could grab a Coke can and explode it.
Oh yeah, give it the old Magnus Samuelson.
Yeah, I've seen him do that, and it's just I want to do that right there.
It's like if I tried to die, I hurt myself. I don't.
So, what's your favorite and least favorite grip implements?
Oh, oh man, come on. My favorite grip implements. Favorite probably has to be the rolling grip thing from Grip Genie. And this is probably going to get a lot of hate from some of the guys on Grip Board, but I can't stand anything to do with hubbing because it's just like you gotta like twist it, and it's like like that's not happening, not with that thumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm never able to do the weird crooked thumb thing either. I just go full
No,
claw
yeah,
grip.
just sort of jar of sauce it. You just pick it up and just That's exactly it.
My thumb doesn't bend that way anyways on my right hand, so I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm a joint
Oof.
hypermobile, so
That's crazy.
it does not play well with me.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, I can't stand the finish ball, so
Oh, the finish ball. Yeah, I've seen Joe Hodgson playing around with that a few times, and I'm just like, that looks horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the tips tester or anything that puts the weight on the
Oh
fingertips, man.
no,
Those are
no,
just like doing swings with the tip tester. I've seen them doing some swings with that just to work the fingertips, and I've tried it.
yeah,
A lot lighter weight than like Joe Hodgson does it with, but man, oof,
yeah,
brutal.
horrible. I've seen a few guys hurt themselves on the tips tester. It's in the mail currently. I've got a Mazurenko eccentric handle coming, and that's sort of a similar pressure, but it's across the whole fingers, so it's not as like
Yeah.
I feel like
horrendous.
you're gonna miss a finger after doing some of those
Yeah,
lifts.
it's like crimping.
Yeah, not everybody's, Ben Causey and they can hang from their fingertips.
No,
Or
no, I'm no Yves
Tom Denmead,
Gravel.
that's another Aussie that can just hang from your fingertips.
These lighter guys, I swear, they're just differently built.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Ben at like 6'3" and like 4 pounds, that guy just swings around like it's nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's phenomenal.
yeah,
No,
I'm just shy of 6'7", and I'm 320 pounds, so you will not catch me
Yeah.
doing anything with one hand.
No, not at all.
No.
So, right now, what's one of your current athletic goals, and what are you trying to achieve next, or what are you looking to do?
Current athletic goals. Ooh, um, 4-plate bench. That's because I think that's everyone and their mother's goal. 3.5 cert because uh I don't know. I just don't feel like it's an impossible task. I've been playing with 3.5s for a while, but
Yeah.
The certification is kind of daunting. Um,
Yeah, it's a small list. Be a nice
yeah,
list to join.
and an 800-pound deadlift, but that's for later.
That's beast mode. Yeah.
Bit scared after the hamstring tear. It's like when you get an injury, you get that sort of mental block in your brain,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah, it's hard to push past that.
so hard.
So You said that you wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like training grip in Australia. So, being so far from the
Yeah.
United States, tell us a little
Uh,
about that.
well, to sum it, before I actually get into the nitty gritty, I'll sum it up in 2 words: um, patient and expensive.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got as many grip implements as a lot of these guys I see on Instagram, but just what I have above my head right now probably totals about $3,000. And yeah, you got to be patient with it, because you can't, especially for the gripper guys. When you're in my position, you can't just sort of go out and buy a rated gripper every other day, because those things are those things get pricey. Um, Also, especially from the grip competition standpoint, there's apart from the guys you mentioned earlier, there's not really that much competition, because I know over in the US, you guys have got Jed Johnson and his crew organizing grip competitions, but over here it's pretty scarce. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that they've only recently started to host competitions in Australia. I know that Joe's hosted a few, and like it's starting to get going, but it's a really new thing for even arm lifting to be over in Australia. So be
Yeah,
nice to
yeah,
see that grow. You guys have a lot of really strong climbers. Your lightweight division will obviously destroy, and
yeah,
there's a I think you and there's like another heavyweight gripster down there in Australia. I can't remember his name offhand, but yeah, you have a few people, so it'd be cool to see.
yeah. Because I mean, hell, I'd be keen as to compete, to actually know where I stand in the grip
Hmm.
world, so I can't just be like, yeah, I'm top 5. I can actually put a number to it. Um, it's all because I live further up from Brisbane. It's all very centralized down there, which I'm glad that it's fairly close, unlike some of the arm wrestling tournaments, which are usually in the South Australia region. But yeah, it's a big country. There's a lot of travel.
Yeah, have you gotten a chance to train with any of the other gripsters in Australia?
I wish I want to go meet a bunch of those guys, but I haven't had an opportunity. I'm actually moving down there pretty soon, so I'm hoping to go train with Joe, Tom. I want to go grip up with Ryan Bowen as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think with
show
your
him a
size
couple
and
of.
strength, you'd be have a good shot at the inch and maybe even Joe's Millennium Bell.
I feel like I've got the inch. When I was much weaker than I am, I managed to get one to knee height, but Millennium, we'll see about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Ricardo's talked about possibly doing something in Australia, so that'd be kind of cool to see arm lifting
If
go down
Ricardo's doing
under.
something in Australia, I'm there. And
So have you stumbled on any unique or absurd training techniques that some people would call unconventional that's really helped you in your lifting?
unconventional. Um, a few of them. Um, Hang on, I'm trying to word this right so I don't stumble over myself. Um, Pinch and grippers go extremely well together. They're like two peas in the pod, because unlike doing other stuff like grippers and fat bar, pinch doesn't seem to tax your crushing strength um all that much, and conversely it actually kind of carries over pretty well to it, because you can fatten up that muscle there, which helps holding the gripper in position, as well as just the general hand strength. So getting as strong as you can at pinch actually kind of it kind of carries over to the movement, not from a technique standpoint, but from a general strength standpoint. This is another thing that's probably going to anger some people, but I do not believe in negatives at all. I'm pretty vehemently against negatives, and I've got a few other guys that are against negatives. I actually started out doing negatives in the beginning, but surprise, surprise, I ended up hurting myself.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really on that heavy of a gripper. I was just so new to it that my tendons weren't really acclimated to that kind of force.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm absolutely against the negatives as well. So if you can't close the gripper, you can't close the gripper, you know.
That's
Your hand doesn't need to be messing around with that.
You're gonna
That's
overload your
exactly
tendons,
it.
like you said.
Yeah. Actually, on that subject, uh, oh, we're gonna be offending all the sensibilities of some of the gripsters, but I don't really believe in the like the really like super deep set, because that's just it's just sort of like you're not really closing, a whole lot with your hand. Like, and if I can just pull one out here. Um, and it was Yvonne that taught me as well. The wide set, so like closing it from like credit card width.
Hmm?
I feel like it carries over more to building general gripper strength, because you're not like super taxing your CNS, so you can get more workable volume in
Oh yeah,
as
definitely
well.
carries over to
Yeah,
more overall gripper strength for sure.
exactly. As well as like if you do an attempt on a harder gripper and you fail the attempt, it doesn't destroy your CNS like failing like a heavy deep set close.
Yeah.
Because if you can't close the gripper, it's like you can't close it, you just let it go. But deep setting that thing and holding it there, it's basically just a heavy negative.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything more than a parallel set is really safe. I think that's just ridiculous. I mean, I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of guys like they'll close it with both hands essentially, and then just hold it with the one, and that's you're basically doing a negative. You're just
Yeah.
pushing yourselves further than you
Yeah.
need to.
That's exactly it. Yeah, because I mean, I've seen a few guys doing leg sets with some crazy
Yeah.
stuff like GHP 10s, and I'm like, yeah, you close the gripper, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Like,
The
I
only
don't
thing
think
I
I.
see that good for is like training for silver bullet hold, which literally means nothing pretty much now. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, because nowadays, to sort of be anybody on the silver bullet, you have to be holding it with a four for like 20 plus seconds, and mm,
And yeah, a sub 204 is pretty darn rare.
yeah.
yeah. I actually have a 198 4,
Yeah, those are rare.
and I mean, that's still a brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got in my group chat, Yvonne, he just posted a video of him wide setting his 212 rated 4. So that's convenient.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Did you see Carl actually close the GHP 10?
I've played that probably about 100 times. That's absolute like it's the sort of strength you don't really have a frame of reference for, because it's like you pick a GHP 10 up and you're just like, okay, it moves like half an inch. But like to see him actually like and have like a set, like, because most of the guys like David Shamey, Tianxin Yang, they all close or get close to it from a leg set, but he did it from like a mash monster set.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah. It was absolutely nuts. So if you could start your training over with what you know now, what would you do differently and why?
What would I do differently and why? I would do start off with lots and lots of volume, because for the longest time in my training, I sort of got sucked into that kind of like, well, to get strong, you have to be going heavy all the time. And
Oh yeah.
I think for the majority of 2022, I spun my wheels. Like that was a wasted year for me because I didn't bother doing any actual sort of sub-maximal volume with
Yeah.
my hands. It's only then when I started actually doing volume is when I started progressing again. So that's one of the things. The other thing would be pinch, more pinch, just get stronger at pinch, because I see these guys like Carl and Yvonne with just like these potato-sized thumb muscles, and you can see when they set grippers, it's just such a utility, and well, it's non-existent on me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And just using them all the time, using the grippers for years and years, it just builds that up.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, at least it did for me. I wound up with one of those big
Yeah.
fat potato thumb things. So
Yeah, we'll get there. I'm kind of being screwed by the what is it? Is it the
but I mean
inverse
the fatter
square?
that gets, the worse your fat bar
Yeah,
gets.
the fat bar. Yeah, I'm still good
Hmm.
there because I've got 9-inch hands
Yes, well there you
and
go. See.
a little thing there, so I can wrap around a inch dumbbell.
Yeah, the benefits of being over 6.5 foot. Or Ben Causey randomly, who has a giant hand. Yep.
It's like, how you gonna be like 5'6" and have like an 8.5-inch hand? That shouldn't be a
Hey,
thing.
Yvonne, yeah, his hand's as big as Carl's. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah,
hand comparison.
yeah. He
Just
has
nuts.
on the thumb and on the middle finger, he has a little bit on Carl, and he's 6 foot even. He's
Yeah. And Carl's
he.
6'10". It's got
I was gonna
alien
say
hands.
I was gonna call Ivan a little guy, but I don't know if I call him a little guy.
Yeah, no, not when he can crush a four. Like it's
No,
nothing.
and
You could
and
be 4 foot tall and crush a four. I'd still call you a big guy.
I'm 320 pounds, and I still have an inch less forearm than he does. So I
Yeah,
can't even talk.
exactly. He's a monster, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Serbian genetics.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
what's the most important piece in your home gym and why?
Ooh, the most important piece in my home gym. Um, I would say, oh man, that's really putting me on the spot. That's worse than asking me what my favorite grip implement is. In my home gym, I would say, um, I have this really old, like, Weeder, strict curl bar. It's like a really old 1980s one, and that has to be it because it was my first piece of actual workout equipment when I was living at the old place, and I think I spent more hours with that than I did with my family because I was just down in the gym just pumping reps endlessly, and that got me through a lot of spots.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We had some old
Yeah.
equipment from the '80s that we started with too.
Oh, yeah.
Some concrete, those plastic concrete plates,
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that. Oh yeah, good stuff. So
got it.
here's another tough one.
Yeah.
If you were to make your ideal grip competition that would benefit you, what 5 events would be there?
What five? What five? All right, so I would have um, I'd have a fat bastard barbell 2.5-inch crusher for the big hand guys. I would have I probably have 20 millimeter set grippers, and I would have two-handed pinch because I feel like all three of those implements sort of showcase all around grip strength because you got your crush, your pinch, and your fat bar.
Mhm.
and because I like them.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely no hub to be seen anywhere, as it should be.
Yeah, I think that definitely benefits the smaller handed guys. Notice that
It,
some of the best hubsters are smaller guys for sure.
yeah, if you just allow me to grab my hub for a second, because I don't do the thumb crush technique. This here is what I'm working with. How far away that is from the hub. That is not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be tough getting power into that.
No, it's not happening.
So, what advice do you have for the average person trying to get fit and healthy?
uh Advice for the average person trying to get fit and healthy. Walk a lot. Like you want to be out doing something. So if you're, if you've got a lot of walkable space around you, walk, go play basketball, go swim, just be active. You know, it's a pretty boring answer, but I feel like sometimes you got to get back to the basics. And some people, even when they're in the gym, they sort of neglect the cardio side of things.
Yeah.
It took me a while to realize that too. And yeah, I had a few scares over the years. So just get out and do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Make cardio fun again.
Yeah, make cut because everyone sort of has this notion in their head of, oh yeah, cardio, it's hard, it sucks, you're kneeling down on one knee struggling to breathe, but that's only because you're trying to do too much too quickly. Like just go for a walk.
Yeah, luckily, in the Pacific Northwest, we have some of the best hikes. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm 300 pounds and I still go on mountainous hikes, so you know no one has excuses.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. We have trails everywhere you go. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
Appalachian trails.
I think that covers usually the questions we typically ask. Do you have anything else you want to share with the gripsters out there?
Uh, hmm. It's actually it's actually a quote from Yvonne. I think he has it in one of his videos. It's you know, no molding lifts because you'll forever be weak and you don't want that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thanks for joining us today. Do you have any
Yeah.
questions for us, Couch Potato Strong, before we let you go?
Um I'll probably just ask who you plan having on next because I'd be interested in seeing.
Next up is William Reed.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm familiar.
he's top of the 80 kilogram gripsters.
Yeah.
It was just recently ranked #1 in the world, I believe, 80 kilos.
Yep.
Us, so another lightweight monster.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Light
Yeah.
monsters up.
All
Yeah.
these, makes me feel a bit self-conscious for, stuffing a few too many turkey dinners.
Yeah, I think he's real close to doing the inch dumbbell at this point. He's doing some serious pinch lifts
Jesus.
Yeah.
over
He'd
100
be
kilos,
doing
I believe, on the Saxon.
Which
so
is
he'd nearly
crazy.
be doing body weight on the body weight inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Absolute behemoth.
absolutely insane.
Well, yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. All right. Cheers for having me on. A pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate
Absolutely.
it. We look forward to seeing your progress. I saw you smashing the 3 for several reps, so
Yeah. I think I forgot to mention this earlier. The 3 certification gripper is actually turning up later on today.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Cool.
and I
Yeah,
don't
good
want to
luck,
mess it
man.
up.
No, you're gonna kill it. Good luck.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Right on, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes for you. I'll be watching for sure.
Hell yeah.
Right on. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right,
Yeah, it's
used to.
morning over there, right? So have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Right
Yeah.
on.